What's up, Reefers? Hope everybody's having a good weekend. This happened today. I went and bought the Neptune Systems Apex controller. I'm taking a big trip to France, and I keep reading that this will kind of help you gauge and see where your tank's at. I figured I'd make a quick video about unboxing it a little bit and then setting it up, because I heard that's kind of a mission in itself. So we're gonna get after it today. Before we do get started, please hit that subscribe button for me and throw a like if you don't mind. We're really trying to grow the channel. We're almost up to 100 subscribers, which is 100 more than I thought I would ever have. Looks pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pull everything out, and then we'll kind of go from there. This is the probe mount. See, check it out. Yeah, this holds the probes. I wanted to get this because I didn't want them just kind of free floating in my sump or in my tank, so I got the mount. It's magnetic. That's all it is. Let's open the big boy up. It's freaking loud. All right, so here's this guy. From what I hear, this is the brain of it. This is kind of what runs everything. It's pretty complicated in there, but hopefully that won't be too hard. Probes, obviously. This guy, yeah. Super pumped for that. That's tight. Got the solution to get the probes all set up. All right, Reefers, we got everything unpacked. We got the mount itself, the energy bar, obviously. We got the brain, they call it. Some probes, some pH solutions to get everything kind of calibrated, and then power cord. So, cool part is they're trying to save paper, so they basically guide you to an app. And on this app, it basically tells you all the instructions. So instruction one's kind of just to unplug everything and get this plugged in, so I'm gonna do that. All right, cool. So we got it plugged in. We're waiting for both of these to read orange. This one's blue right now, so it's still powering up. And this guy's still powering up too. So once this reads orange and orange, then we're kind of ready to proceed. So that's what we're doing. By the way, I had to just shimmy my tank away from the wall. We got everything hooked up. Now we're gonna connect the probes and get them calibrated. I might do a whole other episode on this because it takes forever, and then we'll just run through the app. So we're gonna do that now. All right, we're all ready to continue now. Basically now I'm connecting the Apex to my Wi-Fi so I can control it through the iPad or the cell phone. So that's kind of where I'm at now. All right, we're running a quick update. The Apex needs to update before we can use it. So that's what I'm waiting on now. We did it. All right, so here's where we're at. I know this is going in a funky order, but what I did was plug the Apex in, set it up via the Wi-Fi. It navigates you to this wizard called apex.local, and that basically walks you through the entire setup process. There wasn't much to do outside of plugging it in and getting the Wi-Fi set up. The app took a little bit of a learning curve. Obviously, there's lots of menus you have to kind of navigate. The things I did first was to rename the outlets, because they have like preset outlets, but they don't match exactly what you have plugged into that. And I set up a couple of schedules. They do have a couple presets that are really cool. They have alerts to let you know when the pH is low, when you have a drop in ORP, or when the temp kind of goes below a certain threshold. You can kind of set those ranges. So lots of controllability there. The other thing I did turn on, which is a little bit of a sleeper, is the heartbeat feature. What this is it'll alert you when there's a complete loss of power for a certain amount of time. So I think that's important because you don't know if your Apex is down or not, and this is kind of the foolproof way of doing that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait a week, because I obviously have to use it for a little bit before I can form a little bit of an opinion for you guys. So we'll do that, and then I'll get back to you. We'll see how things are running. Okay, this is like candid camera. All right, been running the Apex for a week now. What do I love about the Apex Fusion? First and foremost, I love the voice command controllability. I linked it up with my Amazon Alexa Echo Show, or whatever you call it. Alexa, ask Apex Fusion for a status report.
pH is 8.06 and temperature is 78.3 degrees.
Nice. Alexa, tell Apex Fusion to feed my fish. Check this out.
basically turns off the return pump, turns off my skimmer, but leaves the power heads on. So that's pretty sick. And then when you turn it back on, it'll wait 5 minutes to turn the skimmer on after the return pump's on. I have that set up as a feature, safety feature, so there's no overflowing of my skimmer into the water. The other thing I like is the ability to set up schedules. I set up a schedule for my refugium light to go completely opposite of my lighting schedule. So that way I no longer have to go down there and manually turn it off and on, because that was kind of a pain in my butt, to be honest. What don't I like about it so far is understanding the probes, like the ORP. I have no idea what that was. And that one does take about 3 weeks, I've heard, to calibrate. Mine's been under 200 for the past week and a half, or week. Yeah, it's only been a week. But it's slowly ramping up, so it should be in the 200s here shortly. The biggest gripe I have is the amount of cords I've added to my setup. I was pretty organized, now it's just a disaster. Kind of embarrassed to show you this, but I'm gonna have to build like a controller housing for this. I already hit up my buddy Ben to see if we can get a custom build set up so we can have the controller mounted. Outside of that, I think that so far it's sick, well worth the investment. There's obviously a lot of add-ons you could put on with it. You can throw in auto feeders, you could throw in dosing pumps. I've even heard of doing water changes with their dosing pumps, which would be absolutely sick. So maybe down the line, that's a project we could work on. Overall, I give this like 10 thumbs up. I would highly recommend scooping one up if you can. Make sure everything's running well while you're not there. I think is something that you can't put a price tag on. So highly recommend it. If you don't mind, just smashing that subscribe button for me one more time. Really appreciate the support. And follow me on Instagram @TankBro. Any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below. More than happy to answer them. Hope this helped you guys out. Happy reefing.